Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to start a file in Photoshop and how you open the file and save the file and all that jazz. So first you would open Photoshop. This is my family. Ignore that. I'm making a calendar for them. So anyway, you'd open Photoshop, you go to File, New, and you're going to make a new file. We want our file to be 11 inches wide, 17 inches tall. It's normally programmed to go ahead and be in pixels to begin with, so change that to inches, and then 11 by 17. And you're going to want to do a transparent background, and then I like to do my pixels at 300. My resolution's at 300, and you can name it whatever you want. Okay. So 11 by 17 is the width and height of the vellum that we print on. So you're already making it to be this size, which is perfect. So first thing, say you get something. Well, let's use a text tool. So say you're doing text to begin with. And use the text tool, which is this T. Click. I can type in whatever I want. My font is clearly in white. Can't see it. Change your color. Okay. Oh gosh. Hello. There we go. That's a cool font. And if you say you want to change your font size, but you want to go above 72, you can just type it in and hit enter. I like this font. Ace Sands. And then I just clicked on my move tool. You have to be on that layer. So if I have multiple layers. So say I want to put that directly in the center. If you can't view your rulers, you can go up to view and hit rulers. So I can't view them. Now view rulers, there they are. If I want to put it in the middle of the page, since it's 11 inches, I need to go to 5.5. And that's the middle. And if you put a ruler mark, so I just grabbed from the ruler and dragged, and you can make new ones. If you want to get rid of it, get rid of it. It won't print though. It's just guidelines. So anyway, this will kind of, did you see that? Locks into place a little bit better. If say you want this to be the middle, so we're at 17, so we need 8.5. Say you want it to be directly in the center. Whoop. There we go. It'll lock in, which is perfect. Okay, so say that's our design, but maybe you want an image. So go up here. Let's go to Google. Let's search kitten. So I try to steer clear of like actual images like this because it's really hard to put that on a t-shirt because it's not color like these photos are. It's black and white. So let's just say for the sake of it, you really want to try out and see what this looks like with a real kitten in black, fully black and white, no grayscale. Don't choose something with a background. If you have a background, that will be in your image. That's going to also change to black and white whenever we change the cat to black and white. So we'll pick this one, hit Control on your computer, that's for Mac, and then click, and that will give you your right-click options. We're going to save image to the desktop. Go back to Photoshop. To open that, you're going to go up to File, Open. Desktop. Small kitten. We'll open that. Okay. So let's change this guy. So we're going to go up to Image and Adjustments, and we're going to go to Threshold. That's your black and white version. To get solely black and white, you can do it less, you can do it more. But that's your black and white version, and that's exactly why I like to stay away from doing that. So let's hit OK. Let's go back to Google, and let's search kitten clip art is one option. You can also search kitten, oh, there's kitten silhouette. Up there's an option. Kitten black and white. Oh, that's showing you an actual black and white cat, but a different thing. It might do it in actually black and white. You can also do PNG. That's going to give you one without a background. Some of them might have transparent backgrounds, which is pretty cool. So any of those will work. Cartoon, you could do that. You're still going to have to do the threshold thing, but it'll give you a better, more defined graphic image than going from just a straight real kitten. So let's go back to this real kitten. We're just going to use it for now. So I want to move it onto this. So you're going to click your tab and drag out. You got to be on the move tool. Click on the kitten and drop and drag him. Command T is going to let you make it bigger. Hold shift down. Yeah, it's blurry, but if you hit enter, it'll clear up. Okay, so that white isn't actually going to be there. Now, whenever I'm making my little 4x4 design to put on the process board, I want my background to be transparent if I'm like going to put it on a t-shirt or something or a canvas bag. But for this, it doesn't have to be. Say I'm printing my vellum, so it doesn't need to be transparent on the background, but I do want that hello to be in front. So I'm just going to, if you can drag your layers, and whichever one's on top is what's going to be in front. So now that kitten, whoops, I didn't want to move my hello. Be on that layer when you're moving. Now my kitten can be behind the hello. Okay, so maybe I want it to be perfect. Hello. The cat's interacting with the text. Okay. Say that's done. Say I'm good. This is the design I want. I'm going to show you how we're going to print this. So you don't print straight from Photoshop, and also I have multiple layers. So this is a Photoshop file right now. So I need to layer, flatten my image. That's going to make your background not transparent anymore. Layer, flatten. Then you're going to file, save as. It is really important to follow all of these steps. I'm going to save it as the Byington demo. I'm going to save it to, for me, I'm going to save it to the desktop. You need to save it to the folder that you have on your computer. Save it as a JPEG file. Make sure that's clicked. You don't want to save it as a Photoshop file. You want to save it as a JPEG file and hit save. And then all this is good. You can hit OK. Typically, you don't have to change that at all. So we're going to minimize all of that. You can X out of this other guy. Don't save it. Okay, so here is my JPEG version that I saved. You can't, say you're still working on it, so let me edit, step back. Okay, so say I'm still working on this and the bell rang and I'm not done. You can just save it as a Photoshop file to the desktop. We'll X out of that. So then that is a PSD file. That's your Photoshop file. JPEG is what you print from. Say I'm still working on that Photoshop file, I can double click it and it's going to open right back up to where I saved it as. If I want to print and I'm done, I want to open the JPEG file, and it's just like you're viewing it. And you're going to go to, so when you're just viewing your JPEG file, just like this, not in Photoshop, you're just viewing the file, you're going to go to File, Print, and then mine's programmed to Art 300, which is Miss Elliott's room, but you can your computer should already be programmed into the Artesian 1430. But the only thing you have to change before you hit print, if you don't do this, your print is going to print small. We're trying to print on 11 by 17 paper. So right now, this computer thinks we're printing on US letter size paper. So it's going to print US letter size. So you have to change it to let it know that, no, we're printing it larger than that. We're printing it on 11 by 17. If you don't change this, you're wasting vellum. That's the biggest way that people waste vellum. So you need to change it to 11 by 17. Then you can hit print. And then we'll print it to that printer. Only hit print once. Sometimes the printer takes a while. Do not hit print again, because that's another way to just waste a piece of vellum. I'm not going to hit print because I don't want to print this. I totally forgot to tell you guys that you need to put registration marks on here. So I opened that Photoshop file. You guys can go to File, Open. And every computer is programmed with a blank registration mark file already made. So I've already made this for you in an 11 by 17. So say you're done and you want to put this on with registration marks. I just go off of this one, and I like to flatten my design page, drag my design page out, and drag and drop. Whoops. Move that. Drag and drop my design on there. Command T, it's too big. Let's change that size. Because I think I made all of the registration mark files a resolution of, hold shift down the whole time you're doing this, or it's going to warp. I made them a resolution of 72. So when you drag and drop, if you made your resolution 300, it's going to do that, and you're going to have to change your size. So hit enter when you get it the size you want. Okay, so I got it the same size as my paper, but you can see the paper covers up the registration marks. So go to your eraser tool, the brackets make it bigger and smaller, and make sure that you're on your top layer, and then you're just going to erase right where the registration marks are. Be careful not to erase any of your actual image. Whoops, edit, undo, don't do that. So then you have your registration marks. Then you will flatten it again. File, save as. Okay. Don't just hit save right here, because you may be saving over top of what I have already saved as registration marks. So now I want to change this to Byington demo with the registration marks. Or sometimes if it's like you're definitely getting ready to print, sometimes I'll just do that final so I know it's done, it's ready to go. But you have to change your name, make sure it's JPEG, save it to your right folder, hit OK. Okay. Don't save. So now I have multiple files here, and your folder might look like this. You might have so many files. Just make sure you're printing the correct file. You're not printing the PSD. You're not printing the JPEG without the registration marks. You're going to print the JPEG with the registration marks. Double click it to open it in the JPEG version. File, print. Make sure it's on the right printer. Artesian 1430. Yours, again, should already be set to that. You have to change it to 11 by 17, the top one, that USB 11 by 17. Perfect. And then you hit print. Make sure you got a piece of vellum in there, and then you're good. And that's it. Pretty easy.